Hello, welcome back to the Nothing But Bricks podcast. This week is going to be a little different. I asked you all on Twitter and on my Discord server, link in the description if you want to check either of those out. But I asked you guys to ask me some questions this time, so it's almost like you guys would be interviewing me rather than me interviewing a guest this week, so I thought that might be fun. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this slightly different podcast episode. Also, I got a new pop filter type thing, like a foam cover for my microphone, so hopefully the audio quality is better this time around. But yeah, let's just jump into it, as they say. So, the first question is from Alexis Joker Zalon on Discord, and they said, are you planning on making another VA project, which I'm assuming stands for voice acting project, and if yes, what would it be about? So I am planning on making pretty much all my future videos, trying to interpret voice acting into all of my future projects because it adds like another level of realism to it when the characters are actually talking. So in terms of what it would be about, I have 3 different projects in the works right now. They're all in like the writing phase, but I will tell you one of them because I probably shouldn't mention what one of them is because I don't want to give it away. But the other one, one of the 3 is a Spider-Verse type video that I'm working on. I'm waiting on a few of the figures to come, which is I actually used Bricklink for the first time to order them because I was looking for specific figures. I also got a Phoenix Custom minifigure, which was my first Phoenix Customs minifigure, and it's really cool. I'm really happy with it. So if you saw those on my Instagram, then you'd know already which figure I'm talking about. But yeah, it's cool. But yeah, also the second one out of the 3 would be a time traveling kind of thing with original characters and a original kind of story. Because after I made The Devil in Carnage my longest video to date, I kind of wanted to try and do something that was original, like my original characters, original ideas, and just come up with my own kind of lore to the world that they live in as well. So I'm really excited about that one. I've been working on it since I finished The Devil in Carnage, so this script is going to be much more fleshed out, I suppose. Hopefully, hopefully you guys enjoy it whenever it comes out, like next year, because it'll probably take me like 6 months or more to fully complete it. But yeah, looking forward to it. As for the third project, I probably shouldn't say, but I will say I'm working with Kebab Customs from my brother who has an Instagram page called Kebab Customs. I'll leave it in the description. But yeah, he's gonna write a project and then I'm gonna animate it. So we'll see how that turns out as well. So that'll probably be the upcoming project that'll be coming out like first, yeah, out of the 3, I'm sure. But yeah, that's all that I have kind of planned right now. So thank you, Alexis Joker Zalon, for that question. Great question. I'm always happy to talk about the different projects that I'm working on because, you know, I'm always like super passionate about brick filming and stuff, like especially my own projects, because if I'm not passionate about it, then what's the point, really? But anyways, moving on to the next question. This one is from Kebab Customs through Discord. He said, what's your writing process like? There's no real to be honest, there's no like structure to it. I just kind of, you know, if I have a cool like concept for a certain shot that I want to interpret into something, I probably come up with a story to write around it. Like the ninja fight video, I animated it all first and then added dialogue, which is why they don't really move when they're talking, because the dialogue was kind of an afterthought, if I'm being honest. But I just really wanted to make a cool fight video, which I was pretty happy with it when I put it out, but with fresh eyes on it now, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. But I can definitely see that I'm improving in fight scene type stuff, which I'm happy with. Hopefully you guys think the same. Yeah, so the writing process, yeah, it varies for each project. Like the time travel project that I was talking about, I just like had a concept for like an opening shot, and like it would be cool to, you know, mess around with time travel, because like I'm a big fan of Doctor Who and stuff like that. So time travel has always like fascinated me. So I've just really wanted to write something around it, and then I realized I can make up whatever I want if I make original characters in a original universe. So that's what I did, and I'm working on it right now. But yeah, it's really just flexing the muscles of creativity, really. That's all I can say about it. That's kind of corny, but yeah, that's kind of it, really. In terms of my process, everyone's process is going to be different, because everyone thinks differently. But yeah, hopefully that gave insight. I don't know if that was helpful. But on to the next question from Kebab Customs again on Twitter. He said, "What's your favorite scene you've shot this far, and is there a type of scene that is or was deemed unfeasible that you'd like to try?" Well, I do really like the Batman video that I put out a couple weeks ago or more. I don't know how many days it's been, but yeah, I do really like that video, and like the shot where Bane is first, like his Bane's first line. I really like that shot, because it didn't show up in the video, but because of the green screen stuff. But like there's a really cool green kind of glow on his face. So before I added the green screen, and it was just like kind of raw footage, I suppose, with the dialogue added. It looked really cool. It still looks cool. It was just like a cool kind of glow effect that the green screen was putting onto the figure. I might release like a picture of it on Twitter if anyone's interested. But yeah, that was one of my favorite shots from that video. And then I also really liked like the shot of Batman kind of choking out a dude, like the first guy that he attacks. Yeah, so my I guess a shot that I like from that video as well, it would be the shot where the batarang is thrown from someone off screen, and hits the goon in the head, just because that was like my first time actually being happy with how like something being thrown came out afterwards, through after masking and stuff, because I don't know, I was just pretty satisfied with that whole video overall, to be honest, because I was able to use my skills that I learned over the past 4 years, but mainly this year, because I've been doing it like pretty consistently for the whole year. So I feel like I've really improved overall in terms of animation quality, which yeah, I just really am happy with how things are going in that kind of area right now. But yeah, and as for things that were deemed unfeasible, that I'd like to try, there isn't really anything that I've come across so far, except for Spider-Man swinging on his webs in The Devil and Carnage. I just had to make it kind of boring looking, because I tried to do like a cool web swing thing through actual Lego like buildings, but I didn't have enough pieces then. But hopefully I can get some modular building sets soon, and then build those and do like a whole thing with that in the Spider-Verse video. But I mean, I don't know, I can't make any promises, but that's why I use the green screen a lot, because you know, it's hard to build sets when you don't have like tons of pieces that would be good for building buildings. So yeah, there was one like really bad swinging shot where it was like um, just two walls together, and I just had him like do a flip and swing again, and it did not turn out good at all. So yeah, that was kind of the only shot that I couldn't really use. That well, there were probably like there was probably the odd time where I like saw a shot and wasn't happy with it, so I redid it. I did that a lot when Spider-Man was fighting Carnage at the end of The Devil and Carnage, because a lot of shots in that were complicated. Like there was so much happening in that fight scene, that there was a lot to remember, I suppose, in terms of like animation principles. So it was hard to get the shot the way I wanted it sometimes. So I had to redo the shots a good few times, for like one specific shot anyway. And then yeah, that's kind of it. But moving on to the next question. Thanks for the questions, by the way, Kebab Customs. Link to his Instagram in the description. But moving on to the next question. This one is from at ILY Oceans on Twitter, or Neve. She says, is there anything specific in your day-to-day life that has an influence on your brick films? And if so, what is it? Good question. I definitely say like watching cartoons and stuff now. I can see where they used certain animation principles. Also, looking at movies and TV shows, I can see like what kind of editing tricks they used to trick people into kind of like feeling a certain emotion in a scene, or building up kind of suspense or something, or like pan effect, stuff like that. I like really appreciate more now, because there's so many subtle kind of things that editors will do in movies that people don't even realize unless they like know that kind of stuff as well. Which sounds kind of vain, I guess, but I don't know. I've just learned a lot in terms of editing skills this year, so I've been able to pick up on different editing things, and some special effects stuff. I'm not really familiar with a lot of that right now, but hopefully I will be. By next year I'll have mastered effects. Well, not fully mastered, but I've improved a lot in terms of knowing the ins and outs of After Effects. But yes, thanks for the question at ILY Oceans on Twitter. Anyways, moving on to the next question. This one's from Just Like Pat on Discord. He says, favorite podcast you've done so far? To be honest, I don't really have a specific like favorite episode, because they're all just really different. Because it definitely depends on like who you have on, what kind of person they are, and what it is that they're interested in. I found, yeah, it's really interesting though to meet so many different people in this kind of community, because everybody is like very different, in the ways that they go about things, and I think that's what that further shows why brick filming is such a cool art form, because there are so many different ways of doing things, and different softwares, different animation styles, different genres that you can write things in. It's just really cool to have so many different people fall into the same category of brick filming, and yeah, I think that's why it's such a fun thing for me. So yeah, I definitely don't have a definitive favorite episode, but I do like them all. I have to say, like it's just a fun experience overall, really. He also asked what my favorite Lego set is, just like Pat did. I don't really have one as of right now, to be honest. Like I like all the sets that I have, but like it would depend on if I was looking at it from like the figures that I'd get kind of viewpoint, or the set itself. And I usually look at the figures more so. I look for figures, like certain figures. If I like the way they look, I'll go for that Lego set instead. Well, unless it was like when I was smaller, I would have gone for Lego City stuff more so, because I liked like little sharks, or like surfboards, or I think that was the one set actually, like a shark and a surfboard, or like little police wagons, or like robber things, or pickup trucks, stuff like that. I just really liked that kind of stuff. But now it's more so the figures, because like I'm planning out different stories in my head that I could do with the different figures that I come across. So if I see like a Luke Skywalker figure, I'd think, oh, I could use him for like a scene recreation video, or like, stuff like that. Is really fun to think about, because I now have the equipment and the opportunity to really do whatever I want with my videos. So yeah, it would mainly be the figures that I'd look for. But yeah, so my favorite like figure that I have would probably be the Phoenix Customs minifigure that I got. As for official Lego stuff though, I really like the Miles Morales figure and the Homecoming Spider-Man suit. They're pretty cool, and the Homecoming Iron Man suit is pretty cool as well. All the Homecoming figures are cool. um, as for like set, like looking at it from the actual build quality of like kind of standpoint, I recently got a Star Wars kind of swamp set, like Yoda's swamp house thing. It's very cool. I really like it. There's like playability in like outside of brick films and stuff, where you just like press stuff and then things go flying around, or it's a cool like play set thing. It was also a really fun build as well, because there are like different sections that can move around. Um, I got my first Yoda figure in there, and I now have an R2D2, um, and a Luke Skywalker, which I didn't have before as well. So yeah, it's a pretty cool set. But moving on to the next question from Just Sack Pat again. He gave me a good few questions, so I'll go through all of them now, I guess. He said, "What things have helped you improve brick filming?" This is a question I was hoping someone would ask, so thank you for asking this, Just Sack Pat. But yeah, honestly, it was pretty much easing in and easing out is the like number one thing that made me get into the rhythm of things more. Like before, I just go in blind. I wouldn't really know like what I didn't know what I wanted the shot to look like, or anything like that. But now that I know that I can like ease in and ease out, it's so much. It changes the brick film so much. Like it's crazy. Yeah. So that is like the number one thing that I would suggest people starting out should learn and really master before anything else. Well, you can still master things simultaneously, but I would say easing in and easing out is a really important one. Also, anticipation is a really big one, because if you don't like, if things just happen too suddenly and you don't know that they're about to happen, then things just happen suddenly and you can't make out what's happening really. That's what a lot of early brick films suffer from as well. So I would say learning about different things that come with anticipating movement, which I'm still getting the hang of. Don't get me wrong. As well as easing in and easing out. There's always like you can always just constantly improve at different principles to make it look as smooth as possible. But yeah, honestly, all the animation principles are like really important. Like whichever ones that you can apply to actual Lego figures are like really useful to give it more of a realistic kind of effect. But also the thing is about it is that I've been animating at the same frame rate the whole year. So I've just gotten used to how the speed of like how many frames per second it is. So I've gotten used to animating on that frame rate, if that makes sense. So like moving them a certain amount to equate to a certain speed, which is really really fun once you get the hang of it, because then you can literally, like I was saying on the last episode, you can literally like make whatever you want to make once you get the animation down. Well, I suppose you can still like make what you want to make beforehand. It just won't be as impressive animation wise at first, I'm sure, because like I was looking at my early stuff, like I put up my compilation of brick films, my early brick films, just a few months ago, and like they look really bad. One of them was from August of last year, 2019. So like, that was right before I started even writing The Devil in Carnage, and like that was before I got my new camera, so I could like use a remote control thing for it on my computer. So like, yeah, it's pretty crazy to see that in a year, like it's been over a year since then, but in that time I've learned so much, I think. And yeah, it's pretty crazy to me that I actually like have this knowledge now around something. Because before, I just like play video games or watch movies or something, but now I have like a full blown like hobby that I can, channel my emotions into, I guess, in a healthy way. Definitely in a healthy way. But yeah, it's been really great. But sorry, getting off topic. Things that helped me improve brick filming. Definitely, like I was just saying a little bit there. Getting a remote control for my camera like really helped, because if you think about it, when you're clicking the camera's button on the camera every frame, you're gonna end up with camera shakes. So it's definitely important to get some kind of camera remote control thing, so that you don't have to move your camera or touch it or anything. You just put it down and then you're ready to go. But yeah, thanks for that question, Just Sack Pat. Moving on to the next question from him. Would you ever make a brick film with another person? I'm pretty sure he means like collaboration, like collaborating with other brick filmers. I definitely would like to try that. Yeah, that would be really cool. Like if I got to like animate snippets for people's videos, or like vice versa. That would be awesome. Honestly, yeah, like collaboration is key, as Mind Game Studios said. Well, that's what I took from it, but that's kind of what he was trying to say in the episode. That's what I took from what he was saying in the episode that I was talking to him in. But yeah, moving on to the next question from Just Like Pat. He said, "What would your dream camera and software be if you had an unlimited budget?" That's a great question, actually. I do think about different things that. Well, I'm pretty content with like everything that I have now to make my brick films, but I'm always trying to come up with ideas to improve them. So every now and then, I'd think about different kinds of software things or equipment. Well, mainly pieces of equipment that would help improve them, because I already have all the software I need to make these videos. So I'm perfectly happy with the editing software and the capturing software that I use, although it would be cool to get Dragon Frame a few years from now, if if I still want to by then. I think that would be cool, just to like sync the animation up with the audio as I go, to make it more energetic, and to make the videos more energetic, I guess. I would like to also get a prime lens for my DSLR, because I have a zoom lens right now, but I think it would be cool to see the difference between them in terms of performance and quality. But yeah, that's kind of it really. I'm really happy with everything else that I have already. Well, if I had an unlimited budget, I'd probably buy like a really expensive camera because I'd have an unlimited budget. But the camera that I have is amazing. So, I don't really, I'm not really looking for anything else right now. All right, this next question is from Giota Animations. He says, "What is your favorite game?" Definitely Spider-Man PS4. Yeah, it was just I've played it 4 times to 100% completion. It's a really great game. I really love the story and the you know the atmosphere that is created in around the city. You know, it's the swinging mechanic is incredible. The fighting is really good. Like the fighting, the way they did the combat was great. Just everything about it. Like I don't really have any issues with it. Apart from the puzzles, they're kind of annoying. As well as that, I also really liked what's it called? Dishonored. It's a pretty old game now, but I think it came out like 2009 or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I've played it twice and it's really good. Like there isn't much that you can do in terms of choice. Like it is pretty structured to the story, but it is kind of open world because you like during the missions you can go anywhere you want and do whatever you want. So I did one playthrough where it killed people, and then I did one playthrough where I didn't kill anyone, including the targets. I did the like side missions to save them kind of. But yeah, those are my personal favorites. My favorite games. So thanks for that question, Geoda Animations. That was through Twitter. So yeah. Next question is from Neve at Lily Oceans. Once again, she said, "What was your favorite Lego set when you were a kid, and has it changed since?" Well, like I said before, it was mainly the actual sets and what they're like what the build quality of the sets were like in the end result is what I would look for when I was smaller. Now I look for the figures, obviously, but I definitely liked the 2012 Avengers Assemble set that was like, or the Avengers movie set that was the Shield like truck thing. It wasn't really a truck. It was more like a one of those cars with like the boot is just like it doesn't have a roof to it. It's hard to explain. But I'll put a picture of the set on the screen for the YouTube version of the podcast. But if you're listening to this on a podcasting app, I can't really. I'll probably put the name of it in the description, like the exact numbers and everything, so you can Google it if you want. But you don't have to. Anyways, but yeah, thanks for that question, Neve at ILY Oceans. Moving on to the next one. Oh, actually, I guess there are more questions from Just Sack Pat that I forgot about. I apologize, Just Sack Pat. But yeah, he says a couple more questions. If you had to make a different type of content, what would it be? Like, I'll just answer this one first and then the next one. But yeah, I would probably like I enjoy the video essay stuff. I've just been busy with brick film plans and the podcast, and I was camping for a bit. So I was busy, so I didn't really get a chance to make any more video essays, but I would like to make more of them in the future. Yeah. Also, like some kind of commentary thing would be cool, like watching, I don't know, random stuff I find online and talking about it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but that was a good question. Yeah, thank you, just like Pat. But just to be clear, I am perfectly happy with the content I'm making already. But yeah, in a hypothetical scenario, I would like to do some kind of commentary or that. Well, I definitely like to do more video essays, but some type of commentary would be what I'd switch to if I gave up on brick filming, which won't be happening anytime soon. But his next question was, and who's your biggest inspiration on YouTube? That would definitely be Edbound and Forest Fire 101, because both of their styles are so different, but their animation is like super like smooth and fluid. It's really cool, and their stories are really interesting as well. Like there's never a dull moment in their videos, and that's what I try to do myself as well. But yeah, like Edbound's videos are very different from Forest Fire's videos, obviously, because they have their own kind of styles and everything. Like Edbound's are more comedy based, goofy kind of. And then Forest Fires might be more serious, well, depending on the video, I guess, but a lot of them are like serious brick films. But yeah, so those would be my two main inspirations to make my videos. You could probably see like their kind of videos kind of influencing my videos a little bit, like in my different things that I've made. But yeah, moving on to the last question of the podcast. Connor White at Darth Connor 13, that's with 2 N's, says, "What's your favorite Lego game?" And then he said, "My personal favorite is Lego Movie, the game." I really like the Clone Wars game, that episode 3 of the Clone Wars that came out for the Wii. Just because if I was to play it again, it would be like super nostalgic, I guess. I really like the original trilogy Star Wars thing as well, because I was playing that recently, like around my birthday last month, with my brother, and it's really fun. Like it holds up really well for 2005 or so game. Yeah, so I guess Lego Star Wars is my favorite, and also Lego City Undercover, because I remember playing that when I was like, I had like a flu or something and I couldn't go into school, so I just spent all my time in bed on the DS playing Lego City Undercover, and that's like a really special memory to me. So yeah, definitely that game as well. I would like to get it for the Nintendo Switch at some point, but that's kind of all that comes to mind right now. Oh, and Lego Batman 2 is a lot of fun as well. I'm pretty sure it's Lego Batman 2, where like the story to it anyway is all the superheroes are like given the different lanterns personalities, like greed, anger, willpower, stuff like that, hope and love and things. Well, also the villains as well. So they go on this like quest to put things back to normal and stop Brainiac, who did that to them as well in the first place. But yeah, those are my favorite Lego games. So yeah, that'll about do it for this week's episode of the podcast. But sorry this is shorter than the typical episode, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. So yeah, I will leave Kebab Customs Instagram page linked in the description again. Yeah, so definitely check his stuff out. It's pretty cool. But yeah, subscribe if you're new, if you want to listen to future episodes. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Comment down below any questions that you have for a future Q&A that I might do, or if I have another guest on soon, which hopefully I will, then we could answer some questions together. So who knows, you could be asking one of your favorite brick filmers a question that you want to know. I don't know. We'll see who we have on. So yeah, leave those in the comments, or you can tweet me at them at Manthusiast on Twitter. Leave a link in the description. If you want to join the Discord server, link will be in the description. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.